Virgo, how you doing? It's me, Rocco George, a fellow Virgo. So, to start out with, I just want to let everybody know April's going to be a crazy month. Look for the date of 4/20 and watch out. Be prepared. Save your pennies. Or not. It's time to think about things, think about what we're going to do with our lives, the rest of our lives. It's time to get serious. Like I said, perfect our work, get our craft in order. Maybe you're already there, it's the ace. Maybe you already rule your work. It's your passion. You're definitely good at it. But maybe you don't know it. Maybe you have a little bit of imposter syndrome. Maybe you feel trapped by your talents. Sometimes we're good at something, but it's not necessarily what we want to do. But definitely it's time to think about it. Organize your thoughts about what you're going to, what you want to do, what you want to plan for the future as far as your talents, about your work. Because I think it's kind of bothering you. Maybe you can't make a choice as to which direction to go. There you go. Because you've had to fight to get to where you're at. But you've achieved what you needed to achieve to prove yourself. But you're either suffering from a little bit of imposter syndrome, or you're not seeing something, or you feel trapped by something definitely in your head, something that's kind of, I think Virgos tend to overthink things. And sometimes, being a Virgo myself, we get a little paranoid. And we feel guilty, and we start to question ourselves, and we feel defensive, and that's definitely true. All right, Virgo, we have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Can you see that? Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is sort of communicating something. Swords are air, mental health, legal. I definitely feel like it's something about... I don't feel like she's genuine. I feel like she's kind of just showing, hey, I'm fine, everything's good. I had to fight. I had to get over this thing, but yeah, I'm good, everybody. I'm good, which is just like a Virgo. So, Seven of Swords, but you're still fighting. You've risen above. You're above everything. You've fought to where you needed to be, and now here you are still fighting. You're in a good place, and you're telling everybody you're in a good place. But that's the way Virgos are. We're like, oh, we're fine. Nobody cares. Just let me heal myself by myself. And the glass is half full. So I think what Virgo is going through, what I'm getting here, this is kind of hard. This is a little bit of a difficult reading. Because you're not seeing the good, right? You're looking at the spilled over wine glasses. You got two filled behind you. You might not have three, but you've got two. You've got something good going on. but you're still fighting, and you're saying everything's okay, and but you're still a little paranoid, and you're not working through your mental blocks. Let's just say that. You've accomplished a lot, but you're not working through. You've left some sort of these mental snags that you needed to deal with, but you didn't. And they're leaving you sort of paranoid. They're leading you to fight. And you're pretty much done fighting, and you're telling everybody you're okay. You're communicating, oh, everything's fine. I'm in great mental health, and secretly you're missing out on a lot of good things because you're still stuck in this sort of fight mode. It's time to let that go. It's time to connect with your emotional side. Virgos can be very emotional. It's just they keep it hidden, because there's a whole vast world out there that is waiting for you, that you deserve, that you've worked for. You've built a kingdom, Virgo. You've built a kingdom, and you're not looking at it. You're not appreciating it. You need to sit on the cliff and look over and just appreciate it. You worked for this. You worked for it, but you're holding yourself back with your mental, you're paranoid, and you're in this fight mode. And I'm a Virgo too, so I could totally relate to this. It's like I have a million talents, but I still have this sort of this, imposter syndrome. I don't know if you call it imposter syndrome, but I always think people are like, oh, they think they're so much better than me, and I'm. But no, people see it. People see my talents. I just don't look at it. I don't accept compliments, but I've built this whole universe that I'm just not appreciating. And it could be anything. It doesn't exactly have to be work, but it is coming up as work here. You've created something. You've worked something, but you're not appreciating it, and you're not taking care of your mental health. I don't know why I said mental health. It's not exactly like, it is mental health. But okay, getting back to where we were. My phone ran out. So we're getting back to this. Right away, I'm feeling a little bit of isolation, and I think Virgos do tend to isolate themselves a lot. They need a lot of alone time, and I think that's good. I think that's a good thing. This is sort of a very solitary feeling that I'm having, and usually people are not too keen on that feeling, but I am somebody who definitely appreciates that, because it forces you to face your inner demons. I didn't want to use the word inner demons, but that's basically what it is. Your shadow self. It really does help you grow as a person intellectually, spiritually, and that's what Virgo's been doing. But I think you may need another outlet. I think you may need something like, a therapist, a spiritual advisor. I would stick to therapist. I would stick to something, on a sort of clinical level. Not that it's, not professional to be a spiritual advisor, but it's got to be somebody who's sort of outside of your own life, outside of your own experience, that they can kind of give you the, look in through the window and tell you what they think, So that's something to consider, because you tend to isolate yourself, and you're a little bit too proud to talk to your friends about it. Um, and just like I was saying, it's sort of, it's seeking your own truth. It's seeking, yeah, it's definitely coming out of isolation just a little bit, just, what you're comfortable with, and seeking a resolution to some past, I'm going to say past trauma. It doesn't have to be something totally dark and dismal, but, just some things that you want to deal with that have been sort of, been life blocks for you in the past. You've done the work, you've done the isolation, you've fought the demons, but now you need a outside perspective, I think. Somebody to sort of help you organize your thoughts, give you give a name to some of the problems you have. And you don't have to, you could take it or leave it as well. I mean, it's just good to have that, outlook. Wow, the Magician's been coming up a lot. So yeah, so the Justice card came up and then the Magician. So the Justice was, yes, finding that resolution, getting the, evening things out, karmatically or whatever, if that's a word. Because it's going to bring about a new you. It's going to give you an emotional intelligence that's going to lead you further in life. So it's definitely, you've done the isolation, you've faced your shadow self. Get that outside perspective. Maybe you need to, maybe there's something as far as career that you're thinking about getting into. If you're thinking about getting into psychology or something in that, or law, or something that sort of enlightens your own human perspective. Like you'll understand people's instincts and people's spirit a lot better after you go through this. You're at the end of it, and it's time to make a step into something new, into something something you need to do some work with, some new knowledge. And you are comfortable where you're at. Four of Pentacles. So there is a little bit of risk here. You're kind of holding on to your safety a little too much. But in this month, I will say, do hold on to any job that you have. Just keep it as long as you can. Might be a miserable job, but let's just wait till we get over these, this hump right now that's going. We don't know what's going to happen exactly economically in this country. So, I think we know, but hold on to your job, save your money. Let's work on ourselves internally. Keep a journal. You are a little bit in a gilded cage, and you kind of feel a little too safe where you're at. But start making those steps into looking into a new kind of study for yourself. Like it could be, it could be the esoteric arts, could be tarot, could be legal things, could be political things, could be what was I getting before? Before I was getting mental health, psychology. Maybe start reading some C.G. Jung, or I almost feel like a Jungian kind of feeling to this. You know, we have the two pretty important archetypes here, Justice and the Magician. The Magician is sort of the, you know, working of bringing out, you know, working on alchemy and all that stuff, and Justice is, you know, having the resolution and the try not to use the word karma, but, you know, things, justice, your own justice, your own conclusion to a sort of a legal issue, not a legal issue, but something that's sort of a mental or you know, or a personal issue that you have with somebody else, something kind of working itself out. And justice is powerful. So I think it'd be a good idea to keep your job, or if you don't have a job, you know, if you're thinking of starting a business, I wouldn't advise it. I'd advise just working and unless you're already at that point, so just keep going. But let's see. Yeah. 10 of Swords. That's been coming up a lot too, actually. Well, at least one other time. But the, let's see. Yeah, 9 of Wands, 10 of Swords. Something is coming to an end. Something is a definite change. Something is over. Okay. Whenever I see the 10 of Swords, of course it does mean like something is a definite end, death, a death. But I also feel sort of like a, you know, a new freedom. You know, it's the death of something, but it frees you up so that you can not worry about it anymore. That's what I feel. I feel like Mad Max when I pull out the 10 of Swords. I feel like there's nothing else to lose. This is Armageddon. This is, not that I'm saying that's what's going to happen, but I'm saying for you and your personal, sort of like a metaphor for Virgo's life, is like, your life is going to change so much in the next month. In a big way, or maybe a little subtle way, like, oh, I'm changing careers, or I've decided to take the steps to change a career, because I'm not saying to quit your job. But there is, it's the age of hiding out in your cave, you know, the hermit is over. Doesn't mean you have to come out and show your face and be the center of attention, no. It just means that you have to take your knowledge and express it to the world. You know, communicate it to the world. I mean, I'm not sure if you're there yet, but I think you still got some things you got to learn about yourself, some things you got to learn about human nature. But you're pretty much there. There's just like some little things you got to pick up just so that you're comfortable, because we all know how not me personally, but Virgos can be sort of, they say, perfectionists. They say they're anal retentive or whatever. Because it's your work and you will be celebrated for it. You will be celebrated for it. I mean, it's pretty powerful when you look at it this way. You're manifesting it. You're definitely going to have to let go to those earthly things that you're holding on to, because something is going to abruptly end. It's going to end, and you're going to come out the prince, the the soldier, the Knight of Wands, Six of Wands, which is sort of a homecoming where he's being celebrated. He's on the white horse, and the feeling I get over this whole reading is that it is very spiritual. Something that people don't usually see in Virgo, which I think Virgos are very spiritual, very intuitive, because we spend so much time by ourselves. So I think, Virgo, it's time to take your knowledge and bring it out into the world, enlighten the world. We got the Magician, we got the Knight here, the Knight of Wands. The Ace of Wands. This is a magical, a very magical reading. So get out there, spread the word, your knowledge. Be ready to argue some important talking points, so you know what you're talking about. So study up, if that's politics, if that's psychology, if that's C.G. Jung, if that's law. Get out there and do it, because you're a hero. This is for April, Virgo. All the best. Be a blessing for somebody else today. Thank you.